Alright, hey, this is Jay from reddawnpost.com. I have another story here for you, which is very strange. Okay, mysterious Louisiana sinkhole raises concerns of explosions and radiation. Okay, so there's a sinkhole or a lake now. You can see the tops of the trees here. That is raising concern of radiation. Now, how did that happen? Well, I'm going to show you a possibility, but I'll read you a little bit of the article here. It's August 15th, 2012, by the way, and that story's from Yahoo News, ABC News, and it says a nearly 400-foot deep sinkhole in Louisiana has swallowed all of the trees in its area and enacted a mandatory evacuation order for about 150 residents for fear of potential radiation and explosions. The 400 square foot gaping hole is in Assumption Parish, Louisiana, about 50 miles south of Baton Rouge. The sinkhole sits in the middle of a heavily wooded space where it has consumed all of the soaring cypress trees that had been there. A flyover photo shows some of the treetops still visible through the mud. Okay, and it goes on to say authorities enacted mandatory evacuation for 100 to 150 homes, which doesn't mean they have to leave. It's mandatory, but they don't have to leave. I would leave. There was bubbling in the water, and the sinkhole is near areas where there has been exploration for oil and gas in the past, which would make the presence of low-level, naturally occurring radioactive material possible. Okay, it also goes on to say which company it was here, if I can find it real quick. I'm not sure. Let's see. The sinkhole is on the outside edge of the salt dome where this particular barn well is located. Required that Texas brine drill a well to investigate the salt cavern. So anyway, that's what's going on here in Louisiana. Alright, now I want to show you something here. An article I found on Godlike Productions. Lake Pignor, the biggest man-made vortex ever. In 1980, Lake Pignor was an unremarkable body of water located near the Gulf of Mexico and New Iberia, Louisiana. The freshwater lake covered 1,300 acres of land and was only 11 foot deep. A small piece of land, Jefferson Island, was home to a beautiful botanical park. Deep beneath the lake, there was a salt mine. Okay, and it goes on to say how the company drilled for gas, and it broke. The drill broke when they were drilling for gas. The drill broke. It says, we tell you the story of the biggest man-made whirlpool accident ever made. Early in the morning on November 21st, 1980, workers decided to abandon their oil drilling rig on suspicion that it was beginning to collapse. They had been probing for oil under the floor at Lake Pignor when their drill suddenly seized up at about 1,230 feet below the muddy surface, and they were unable to free it. In their attempts to work the drill loose, the men heard a series of loud pops just before the rig tilted precisely towards the water. You know, created a whirlpool, and it caused all kinds of damage. So this may be the after effects of that. So I went ahead and I looked it up, and I found a Wikipedia article on it as well, because I don't know, the site looks kind of, it doesn't look bad or anything. It's just, it's not a mainstream source, and people want mainstream sources. Not that Wikipedia is that great, but, I mean, it's a step closer, to, more evidence of the fact. There's a lot of information here and everything. So, there you go. Nature is going to overcome. Nature is going to fix itself. If we don't get back to nature, we're going to go bye-bye. We need to quit drilling for oil. We need to quit running cars, period. We need to quit laying pavement. We need to go back to the village, and we need to go back to the horse. Imagine if we were left to our own devices and in harmony with nature like we were supposed to be. We would have amazing things right now. We wouldn't need cars, engines, and oils, and even hydrogen cars. We'd have things beyond imaginable if we weren't suppressed and dumbed down and all that. But this is yet another instance of, why we don't need to be fooling with nuclear power plants and all that. We need to start cutting down on our electric use. Quit being so greedy and gluttonous and get back to nature and start cleaning nature. Nothing's that important. Big Brother's not that important. American Idol's not that important. Lady Gaga is not important. Getting back to nature is important. Saving this planet is important. We need to get in the thought of save the planet. We need to be in that thought and start taking steps. I'm not saying, shut everything off in your house and go to living off the land. I mean, you can't do that because we've been taken away from that. We have to learn how to do that again. You should start doing little things to learn how to do that. Start a garden. Start learning how to live without electric. Start looking into alternative things. But when you look into those alternative things, always think and always be in the thought of save the planet. Alright, so this is what's happening here. The article's from August 14th, 2012. That'll be that for this segment. Please visit my blog at reddawnpost.com and check out my Facebook page too, facebook.com/reddawnpost. Thanks.